Hey everybody, Tony D and Little Joan with your final hot take of the evening. Don't forget to check us out on BitChute and Rumble, where we have another hot take. It was too hot. It was too hot for YouTube. Probably wasn't, but trying to get you guys to go over to BitChute and Rumble. Trying to get you guys there, right, Joan? Right, Little Joan? Because BitChute and Rumble, I can say and do pretty much what I want, and it's a lot better. It's a lot better. So we gotta choke the beast, as I've said in previous videos. Choke the beast, and YouTube, unfortunately, is part of the beast. I know it's got a good search engine, but it's gotta go. It's gotta go. We gotta replace it. So we need to replace it by building up BitChute and Rumble. BitChute, Rumble, BitChute, Rumble, BitChute, Rumble. Anyhow, from Breitbart. Checking the headlines. Shock and awe. House will vote on whether to make Washington, D.C. a state on Tuesday. The least you can do is email your senators. Just email them. Even if they're like my senators and also congressmen. They're very, very blue. Email them anyway. If they feel a little heat, they'll be more reluctant to vote. Make these guys reluctant to vote. There will be a couple of Democrats. We only need a few Democrats to crack. You don't need that many. So don't let them turn D.C. into a state. There's a whole lot of reasons why D.C. shouldn't be a state. I used to think D.C. should be a state, but after hearing the arguments, I now disagree with that. Now, when it comes to Puerto Rico and Guam and other places, that's a different story. They should probably be states or cut loose, either way. But this is D.C. D.C. is such a ridiculous power grab, and it's gonna be a mess. So let your voices be heard. AOC accuses Biden of racist policy. What? I don't know. By keeping Trump's refugee cap. Okay. I don't know how the refugee cap does anything. The places are totally overrun with refugees or migrants or illegal aliens, whatever you want to call them. How about closing the border? I guess they did technically close the border. I mean, the whole thing's a effing mess thanks to Biden. God, he couldn't just leave well enough alone. He's so stupid. He's so stupid. And the people running him are even dumber. BLM activist calls rioting and looting legitimate response to state violence, of course. Rand Paul. Democratic Party is now the party of Jim Crow. Always was. Always was, unfortunately. Hollywood renews push for gun control following FedEx shooting. Well, who cares? Here's a big story, though. Labor union leader. Just stop the commercials, will you? I'm trying to do this. Labor union leader. Union workers buying new cars, remodeling their homes after Biden pension bailout. The $86 billion bailout for failing union-managed multi-employer pensions was part of Biden's $1.9 trillion coronavirus stimulus bill. What a shocker. A payoff to the unions. While the rank and file wanted Trump in because Trump created jobs, the leadership, they're having a field day, huh? So, blue-collar guys, you think your union is doing stuff for you? Okay, you could accept their bribes. But don't kid yourself. You're kept. You're a serf. You're a serf to these people, these elites. Until you get out of that, please, don't give me your union BS. I'm sick of it. You know, there was a time unions did something. That was like in the 20s, the 40s, when they actually fought on picket lines. Those days are gone, okay? You don't need that stuff. That stuff doesn't happen anymore. So don't give me your BS about, unions. Unions are a waste of time now. I'm nearly completely against unions. I think new unions are good when a new union forms, but they crush them. They crush them immediately. And most people vote against them because most employers realize, well, we don't want a union because a union will be 1,000 times worse than actually paying the union, paying like a decent wage. So learn economics and shut the F up. We did all the Facebook stuff. Dr. Ryan Marino, Chauvin trial defense rest after smearing George Floyd with false overdose theory. But that's NBC News. So what are you going to do? False overdose theory. Oh, okay. This is why people are going to effing riot and lose their damn minds. I already got into an argument a couple days ago with some of my older relatives. I'm like, Chauvin's probably going to walk, and they're like, what? Ah! I'm like, you're watching fake news. You can't talk to them. They're indoctrinated. They love the news. They love the news to lie to them. So what are you going to do? Released emails shows how the FDA paid for mutilated fetuses killed in late-term abortions with taxpayers' funds. Wow. That's from big league politics, so I'm not sure the story there. I would take that with a grain of salt, but I wouldn't be surprised if the FDA was doing something stupid. You could probably get a lot from the emails. Who knows? I don't know, big league. I'm gonna have to see another headline before I even consider that one. Polls show Biden reaping solid approval ratings with popular policies. Again, from NBC News. So, in case you haven't gotten the memo, you probably shouldn't trust NBC News at all. Got all kinds of stuff in you, Joan. What the hell did you walk through? Like weeds? Ugh. You're a mess. This is a terrible story. A 70-year-old Mexican woman badly beaten on LA bus by racist black woman who thought she was Asian. That's messed up. I mean, that's just messed up on so many different levels. Why would you're hitting a 70-year-old woman? You could kill her. It's amazing she's still alive. What the hell's wrong with you? I hope you go to prison. I really do. Federal prosecutors secure first guilty plea in case stemming from January 6th Capitol riot. A longtime member of the Oath Keepers expected to admit his role in Capitol 6. First guilty time. I believe this is the guy who's in a band that Razor Fist has been talking about. I think a few of them are admitting, they're copping to a plea because they want to make an example out of these guys. And that's the problem with our justice system, or part of it anyway. There's too many laws, so all they have to do is apply the law unequally to certain people, and then other people, we don't have to charge them with all that. So these guys, they're putting the screws to them because they want to trot them out, heads on pikes in medieval times, and say, see, we got them, we're protecting you. What a joke. Police are trying to identify gunman motive in FedEx shooting. I think they identified the gunman. I think he was a 20-year-old guy. But motive, I haven't heard yet. Study suggests beer virus patients may only need one vaccine dose. It's from RT, so who knows? Whitest ever paint reflects 98% of sunlight. Cool. I guess it'll help. I mean, if you paint a building and it reflects all the heat, it's probably a good thing. Keeps you nice and insulated. Poll finds that most Americans oppose left-wing corporations influencing politics. Well, duh. It's a dumb move. I'm looking at you, Ben and Jerry's, you woke dummies. Oh, that's all I need to hear is a screaming from my ice cream. God, I can't believe I used to eat that stuff. I'm never eating it again. I don't care if you apologize or whatever. F you. Google faces millions in fines after Australian court rules in world first case that it misled users about data collection. See, this is what's going to happen to these companies when they kill their audience in America, and then it's not cool to be on their sites anymore. They'll shift to their overseas clients. And keep in mind, the business people in America will sell it off. They'll just sell off Google. They'll just sell it. They'll sell it to some company in another country where they'll get hammered. And the people who did all this censorship, oh, they'll be fine. They'll have millions still. New Zealand wants to ban cigarette sales to anyone born after 2004 as part of a plan to make nation smoke-free by 2025. Yeah, I'm sure the social engineering in New Zealand is just going to work out great. Enjoy your prison, New Zealanders. Texas House advances bill to allow carrying handguns with no permit. Cool. Scientists create first chimeric human monkey embryos which can survive up to 20 days. So is this Planet of the Apes, or is this the world that Alex Jones predicted? Could be both. Red Francis tells his flock, sharing ownership is not communism, but it is pure Christianity. Well, we'll see. We'll see. It's funny how the Vatican now, with their millions and millions and millions of dollars, they're going to embrace sharing. Okay, Pope. Okay, how about sharing all the millions and millions and millions of dollars of real estate you have all over the world? Yeah. Communism's not going to work out so well for the church. I hate to tell you. So, Beijing, this is a lot of RT stuff. Beijing says U.S. return to Paris Agreement is not return of the king, but return of student who skipped school. Well, F you, China. France outlaws sex with children aged under 15. Well, good. I surprised that wasn't already a law, but go figure, it's France. I assume that doesn't extend to other teenagers, but who knows. Dopey rep Alyssa Slotkin calls for adding right-wing groups that do not exist to federal terror list. Again, big league politics. Oh, here's what stupid thing NBC News is saying. Federal prosecutors secure first guilty pleas in case. It's the same headline. Same headline, Gab. What are you doing to me? Merkel says she's happy after receiving AstraZeneca beer virus vaccine as blood clot concerns persist. Okay, well, good luck with that. I mean, look, as long as there's other vaccines, why would you take AstraZeneca or Johnson & Johnson or Pfizer for that matter? But you go, girl. Whatever. Racist cheesed article ended up up again. Capitol riot. Police officer won't face charges in fatal shooting of Ashley Babbitt. And yet, some of the rioters who killed no one are going to jail. Biden's partisanship, what a crock. David Limbaugh, Joe's puppet masters hope to complete Obama's fundamental transformation of America. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think it's that. I mean, I think there are a lot of people left over from Obama who are still in the government, unfortunately, but Biden DOJ wins lawsuit to seize 260-year-old Texas ranch along border. Why are you taking ranches? I thought you were going to finish the wall. Oh, now you still got to. They've owned the land since 1760. Since prior to America, they've owned the land. You have no shame, Biden DOJ. You're just awful. Georgia police release video of suspect opening fire on officers during chase. Wow. That is an AK-47 in that picture? Oofa. That's not the guy who got shot. That's not the 13-year-old, by the way. I did see a picture of him holding a gun in stills from the, I guess it's body cam video. Noons, Dems will weaponize intel community versus domestic extremists. Yeah, way ahead of you on that, Devin Nunes. Got to get these guys out of office. It's the only way. Ta-Nehisi Coates, who called 9/11 responders menaces of nature to speak at West Point. Well, because that makes sense. I mean, we already had a West Point cadet who was all in on communism. So sure, why not a guy who apparently hates America and writes Captain America and can't say enough negative things? I mean, Jesus, this is me talking. A guy who was a Democrat for many, many years. Look, I didn't hate America. I'm an anti-war guy. I don't hate America. I hate the policies. Don't hate the player. Hate the game. Kamala Harris blames border crisis on climate change. Well, that's something I'd expect from her. U.S. intel walks back Russia bounty claim Dems use against Trump to attack Trump. Well, I guess so, considering that the people who made it now have said it was a bunch of BS. So I guess you got to walk back those claims all the way back. Again, Democrats are packing the Supreme Court, or trying to. I don't think they'll succeed, but write your rep anyway. GOP leader, we will end proxy voting when Republicans regain control. Well, okay. Regain control, idiots. Do it. Don't blow 2022. Don't blow it. Guys better not blow it. Scalise presses Fauci, CDC. Tell Biden he's violating CDC guidelines at the border. Yeah. I mean, he's letting in the guys. Look, you can't have it both ways. If you want to open borders and you say, well, everything's open, I mean, I'm not totally for that, but at least the states would be open, and at least we could, I don't know, do what we need to do in life. But if you're gonna say, oh my God, you have to stay in, oh my God, we have to let in these foreigners who we haven't tested, makes no sense. Daily Mail and Zero Hedge. U.S. cancels Black Sea deployment of 2 warships after Biden-Putin call. Yeah, I didn't think he was ever going to do it, but good. I mean, what was he going to do? Start World War III over the Ukraine? What the F are you doing? Just let those Ukrainians fight it out. It's their backyard. Who cares? Nancy Pelosi calls George Floyd's death a public assassination. No. No, I mean, and I can't think of anything more irresponsible than a prominent politician throwing their weight around in the middle of the trial. I mean, what are you doing? Oh, I know what you're doing. You're trying to stir people up. You're trying to influence the jury. You really ought to be charged. You really ought to be censured for these kinds of statements. It wasn't an assassination. Not at all. And don't you have to be someone of prominence in a government to be assassinated? Doesn't assassination come with like some kind of title? Right? Don't you have to be part of an organization to be assassinated? I mean, you could say he was murdered. I don't agree with that, but you could say that. I mean, it's just unbelievable. It's like we live in the break room at a place where a bunch of coworkers hang out and just shoot their mouth off about everything. Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot, how's this woman still in power, spent over $104,000 on upgrades to a city hall conference room. That was a room. This is a woman who is absolutely corrupt to the core, in my view. This woman got her hair cut during the pandemic and defended it. Defended it. People die in her city every day. It's a freaking shooting gallery. And she does stuff like this all the time. And you keep re-electing her. If you live in Chicago and you vote for this woman, you deserve everything you get. If you don't vote for that woman, you probably ought to just leave. Let the place burn to the ground. What do you want, Joan? I'm in the middle of headlines. Just chill your jets. I'm almost done. Beer virus crisis Canada. Justin Trudeau claims Britain is facing a very serious third wave. What the F are you doing? That's Britain's problem. It's not your problem. Shut up. Why are you making comments? Run your own country. Psaki calls confusion surrounding Harris's role in dealing with migrant crisis perplexing. I've never seen anyone more over their head than Jen Psaki, the current White House press secretary. I mean, she just doesn't seem like she knows anything. Now, part of it's probably mitigated by the fact they just push her out there and expect everybody to kiss her butt and help her. But there's only so much they can do. You know, this is the problem with leftist ideology. It keeps smacking up against reality. And when your social engineering doesn't work, I mean, Biden just cracked open the borders and figured, nah, it's going to be fine. And then it's not. It's exactly what the Bush administration did with Iraq. Like, we'll fire the army. It'll be fine. Nah, we got this. Everybody loves America. How'd that work out? It's the same thing with Biden. No. We got it all figured out. We're going to do all these things. Yeah, it's all going to work. How's it working out? Terribly. I mean, we're in month 4 of the Biden administration. I feel like he's been in office for 4 years. I feel like we're... Yeah, Joan. I mean, listen how angry Joan is. All right. I'm going to see what Doggy wants. I'm going to call it videos. So make sure you check us out on BitChute and Rumble. Smash like and subscribe. Check out my books. Support the channel. And we'll see you tomorrow. Right, little Joan? And then there you could have barked. You could have barked right there. It would have been great.